Hi and welcome to Best in Tesla. Tesla has made a lot of smart moves for the last decade. Some have already paid off and others we have not even seen the benefits from just yet. And even though Tesla is really starting to get some recognition from experts like Sandy Munro and from competitors like Ford and Volkswagen, Tesla is about to blow up here in 2022 and is about to take this spaceship to a whole new level. And the others don't even really seem to understand what is about to happen. So let's check it out and let's dive right in. So, build quality has been something Tesla always have got a lot of criticism about. And Sandy Munro was even out saying about the Tesla Model 3 when it came out in 2017 that he didn't understand how Tesla could put this on the road when it had so many flaws and the build quality was so bad.
And he said, "What do you think of this thing?" I said, "Oh, it's a pile of shit. Look at these doors. I mean, you could throw a cat through these cracks. I mean, this is like ridiculous."
But I think people underestimate the demand for an electric car with these great performance, this range, this charging speed, combined with being the safest car on the planet at a pretty affordable price. So people were willing to compromise on the panel gaps and the poor paint job and small finishing touches that could be better. But Sandy changed his tune when he teared down the Model 3 only 3 years later in 2021. Sandy was astounded by just how many changes Tesla has made to their car in this short amount of time. And as he put it, it is now as good as anything out of Europe. It drives like a BMW, just faster.
This is like driving a BMW, only faster.
But now Tesla has made a whole new version of the Tesla Model S that Sandy is tearing down right now, and Sandy is already blown away by the engineering that has gone into this car. And his associate that has also torn down the old Model S said that everything underneath the exterior is completely new. You wouldn't know this was the same car if you didn't know it.
We're going to tell you a little bit about what we liked and didn't like about the vehicle. Mostly it's going to be likes. I mean, this is a really fine vehicle. This thing is really and truly a superior luxury car. If you're in this car for a long time and you're in the front seats, which I think are the best seats on the planet, this is truly a luxury vehicle.
Ooh, whoa, nice.
Oh my goodness, what is that?
I think they integrated the air tank into the cross carbine.
Yep.
So this is the air tank for the air suspension integrated into a structural member.
Cool.
So smart.
You know, the integration on these cars is just to die for. Okay, so we've taken off the first little beauty color covers here, and we're already kind of impressed.
Overall, they changed a lot. If you were to look at the original Model S in comparison to this one, you wouldn't even think they were off the same vehicle. So, and man, what a packaging symphony.
People have asked me about the Model S Plaid, and is it really what it is? You know, what it's claiming to be. And I mean, you just look at this. Who's got anything like this? Nobody. So I'm very impressed, hugely impressed with what I've seen and heard. I think basically that what we're looking at is is a culture that is nobody else has. Like you said, a symphony. This is truly a good way to put it. I mean, to make this stuff happen, you've got to have a different kind of a culture. But I'm really impressed. Every time I see something, I'm impressed. All in all, again, it's hard to stop, you know, patting Tesla on the back, and we don't get paid for that, by the way. But it's also impossible to ignore how much more effective and efficient this is over anything else we've seen. I mean, it's very difficult for me to even think that somebody could throw a rock at Tesla.
So the car expert of car expert that have worked for almost every big OEM on the planet and has torn down cars for a living for the last 35 years. He think this is engineering heaven. So Tesla no longer has bad build quality, but has probably some of the best build quality in the world now on the Tesla Model S. Tesla is doing it in ways no one else is able to do right now. Remember when Sandy tore down the Ford Mach-E? That is a great EV, but the engineering underneath the exterior was not very impressive compared to Tesla. Just the thermal system was one big mess compared to Tesla's tight build. So Tesla is really taking the old boys to school when it comes to building cars. Wow, who thought this day would come just 4 years ago? And Tesla also built cars faster than anyone else, as Volkswagen has been out saying it takes Volkswagen 3 times longer to build the ID.3 than it takes Tesla to build the Tesla Model 3. A car that has a lot more high-tech stuff in it and outperformed the ID.3 on every single spec, but is still faster to build and is built better according to Sandy Munro. But as with most things, there is what is called lag time in the mainstream media and in the public. So people still think and talk about Tesla as they had bad build quality, even though this is no longer the case. And lag time, when we talk about Tesla that is moving so fast, will just make the reality of the product and production and the perception the public has be even further from each other. And all we have just talked about with the new Model S and the build quality that is to die for, and the production speed of the Model 3 that Volkswagen wants to catch up to in 2026, is already yesterday's news. As soon as Tesla start delivering the Model Y to customers, that is coming out of the Giga Texas factory. Because that car will be filled with technology that not even the brand new Tesla Model S Plaid has. It will be built with the Giga casting, both front and rear. It will have Tesla's new battery cell, the 4680, being put directly down into the bottom of the car without any battery modules, making the center of gravity being even more in the center. And the bottom will be even stiffer, making the car handle even better. And the cost of making the car will also go down dramatically, with the saving Tesla will make by using the 4680 cell and the big casting, and the time it will take to produce it will also come down with these new technologies. And on top of that, it will be produced in Tesla's brand new, more advanced factory in Texas. So meanwhile, Ford's Mach-E that came off the assembly line at the end of 2020 is still the same car that is coming off the assembly line today, and will still be the same car that is coming off the assembly line by the end of this year. The same goes for the ID.3 that came off the production line at the end of 2019, will also be the same ID.3 that comes off the assembly line 3 years later at the end of this year. Meanwhile, Tesla's Model 3 will be a very different car. From 3 years ago, Tesla will have made about 1,000 changes per year to that car. And the Model Y that will be coming out of the Texas factory will be even more different than the Model Y we have today. And at the end of this year, Tesla will have made even more changes to improve that car and the way it's produced. Yes, Ford and Volkswagen and so on are trying to copy what Tesla is doing, but even they have a lag time. Like Volkswagen, they still think that Tesla's production speed will stay at about 10 hours per car, so they will try to get to that speed by 2026, failing to understand that Tesla will have an even faster production speed than that already this year with the Model Y in Texas and Berlin. Yet they will never catch up. They will not even get close. They don't even understand how fast Tesla is, how fast they can ramp up, how fast they can produce a car, and how fast they will be able to grow. Just look at Ford's production target. They're aiming for 100,000 Mach-E's this year. But it is already off to a shaky start because of chip shortage, so they have decided to stop the production line of the Mach-E. But Jim Farley himself has said that chip shortage is only a matter of prioritizing EVs over ICE cars. So they will be able to get the chips they need, but it will be the batteries they are in shortage of. But now they are already showing us that they are not prioritizing EVs over their more profitable ICE cars. But anyway, they hope to produce about 100,000 Mach-E's this year. Tesla just grew from 80,000 Model Ys in 2020 to over 411,000 in 2021. In only its second year of production of the Model Y. And Ford is aiming for 100,000 in its second year of the Mach-E. And now Tesla will take the ramp and growth to the next level with their 2 new factories. The numbers clearly show us that none of the others can grow as fast as Tesla is, not even close. And one thing people is also underestimating is the moves that Tesla has already made through the last decade. Making big and long-term deals with battery manufacturers, but also making big deals with mining companies to make sure Tesla will actually have the materials to make all of these batteries. And since Tesla saw this coming from a mile away, that the materials would go up in price and everyone would be scrambling to try to get batteries and the manufacturer would scramble to get the materials, Tesla has made multiple year contracts with big battery manufacturer and mining companies long before the prices started to rise. So yes, the others might fight over the leftovers, but Tesla has just said they will not be battery constrained long term. And not here in 2022 as well, but they will not be battery constrained long term. So let that sink in for a moment. Tesla is aiming for 20 million EVs in only 8 years' time, and they will not be battery constrained. Wow, but Ford has said they will be battery constrained, and they are only aiming for 1 million EVs in 2025. But Tesla has made all the moves, including access to their own mines, and will open a cathode facility at the Texas factory. And Tesla, the car company, will start mining nickel and lithium in the US and making their own cathode that are going into their own batteries that are made in the Texas factory. And both the materials and the cathodes are made in the US for these batteries, which means Tesla will reduce the mileage travel for these materials by 80%. Just imagine what this will do to the cost of these materials. And it's only Tesla that is doing this in the auto industry. Tesla will continue to set the standard on how fast an EV can be produced, the performance an EV have, and more importantly, Tesla is and will continue to set the standard of what the price of such an EV should be. This is why the other guys are hardly earning any money on selling EVs, because Tesla has set the price for their Tesla Model 3. So Volkswagen had to set their price lower for the ID.3 because they came out with an inferior product, and therefore Volkswagen is hardly making any money selling their EVs. And the same goes for the Model Y compared to the Mach-E or the ID.4. And I know Tesla has been raising their prices through 2021, but that is because Tesla is trying to keep the demand down, so the waiting time for their cars will not be as bad as they have for their Cybertruck or most other EVs from legacy automakers, because they don't make a lot of EVs. But as soon as Tesla ramp up production from Texas as Berlin and getting the waiting time down, they can again start to lower the prices, forcing the other OEMs to follow Tesla's lead. Because the problem for the old OEMs is that Tesla produces their new Model Y coming out of Berlin and Texas for a lot less than anyone else on the planet, so they will continue for many years to have really bad margins on their EVs because they have to keep up with the pricing Tesla conduct. Volkswagen will not sell any ID.4s if they don't make sure that it is always cheaper than the Model Y, because it has to. It has less range, less charging speed, less performance, inferior software, driver assist features, no Sentry mode, not really getting any over-the-air software update, and it don't even have a little frunk. Yep, Tesla is forcing someone like Volkswagen and all the others to keep their prices lower than Tesla, but Tesla is the one that are earning more money on selling EVs than the other guys are earning money on selling ICE cars. Tesla earns about $10,000 per EV they sell. So even though Ford and Volkswagen is starting to see Tesla as the leader and Tesla is the one to catch, they still don't really understand just how fast they are growing and how fast they can produce a car. Even they have a big lag time when it comes to Tesla. But after 2021, if they had kept up with what Tesla is really doing, they should understand what is about to happen here in 2022. Tesla will levitate from their #1 spot as an EV manufacturer to become one of the big boys in the entire car industry. My bet is that they will become a top 10 car manufacturer this year and earn more money selling cars in 2022 than Ford and GM does, even though they will still sell more units than Tesla. So Tesla is about to go to a whole new level in the manufacturing industry that has never been seen since Ford invented the assembly line or Toyota took that to the next level. But all of Toyotas and Ford and GM and Volkswagen and so on and all the others factories are about to become obsolete. And the way they are producing cars is already obsolete thanks to Tesla's production cells instead of the production line. So hope you are ready for an absolute power demonstration from Tesla here in 2022. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.